Hello again. We live in a profoundly sick society. It is no testament to health to be well adjusted to a profoundly sick society. Because things like equality is not a law of nature. There's no equality in nature. The laws of nature are subjugation and dependence. So I'm pretty sure most of human history, like before the Enlightenment, was just, hey, you got what I got, and I'm bigger than you, and I got more power, so I'll just take it. Which I guess it's good that the Enlightenment happened and we have equality now, but my point is that we live in a sick society. Like, you ever seen the movie The Matrix? Like my brother just said the other day, the more you find out about the world, the more you realize I have no idea what's going on. Yeah, because especially today when there's telecommunication, some people, big businesses, they do some shady stuff in the dark. Like, you heard about Monsanto. The Monsanto Corporation has a lot of shit, a lot of skeletons in their closet. And, fast food corporations have made deals with pharmaceutical corporations because, there's, like, they're in a you stretch my back, I'll stretch yours kind of deal, where they get people addicted to this food, like McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, intentionally designed to make them sick. Especially now that a lot of it comes with nanotechnology in it, which, I don't know. Who knows? It's probably not even a real meat. Like, I've seen a video about a guy dissecting the chicken nuggets from McDonald's, and it's like nothing here looks like chicken, but there are some hairs and nanotechnology. And the pharmaceutical company, like, they're partnered with the fast food restaurants because fast food makes you sick, and then they go to a doctor, and the doctor provides stuff that'll kind of make you heal for a while, or reduce the symptoms and not get to the root cause, and you'll get sick again because you'll go through the same routine, and yeah. So I guess it's mostly sick because, well, most people are sheeple, like 2% of people think, 3% of people think they think, and 95% of people would rather die than think. You just have to think about it most of the time. Like, people run into all these problems, but, well, did you think? Did you look it up? Did you do investigative journalism? Like, I think that's the most important thing here, probably. The takeaway is probably always do your own research. Like, back in, I think it was the late 1800s, there was a thing called yellow journalism, where people they'd make up stories because they things that are interesting, things they just make up would be more interesting, so they'd sell more papers. But then there were these people called the muckrakers, like Nellie Bly. They were called the muckrakers because they saw all this muck in society, and they wanted to expose it, like find out, okay, what's really going on, and first-hand experience, and say, okay, this is what I experienced, and this is what's wrong with it. Like, Nellie Bly even went as far as she checked herself into a mental hospital at the time, and saw that at the time, I'm not sure how long she was in there, but she wrote a book about it, and yeah, it caused, in a few years, there was a great reform, and mental health treatments because prescription was like at the time they were treating mentally insane people by like chaining them to a wall and spraying them for long periods with ice cold fire hydrant hose water. Like, it's crazy. That was, and I mean, there were probably lobotomies and speaking about lobotomies, there's also something like alcohol. Why is that legal? Because that's worse than the illegal drugs. The illegal drugs like ayahuasca, peyote, ayahuasca, peyote, iboga, psilocybin. The hallucinogenics, especially the naturally occurring ones, also kind of LSD. Like, why are so many things illegal that have the little research that has been done on them have shown that they're very, very incredibly effective for treating depression, addiction, just any type of mental disorders. I'm not sure. I feel like cancer is one of the things it cures. Or just anything with the brain, but yeah, so there are plenty of TED Talks and things online that show you these hallucinogenics, they work. Like, in the Amazon, the indigenous tribes, they have the ayahuasca trip. It's a rite of passage. Take that. And they found one plant that, the one plant that has the hallucinogenic properties in it, like, I think the cannabinoids or the DMT, but they partnered it with this other plant, and they found, or somehow they knew without, indigenous tribes, they don't have, like, scientists or, people to study the plants, like botany. They knew that, okay, pair it with this plant, because this plant, deactivates the enzyme in your body that breaks down the DMT, or they figured out to make it more like psychoactive. And they said, oh, it's the spirits. And I mean, the thing about that type of stuff, I think it's really terminology. They might say spirits, but maybe it's just intuition or God, or again, that's terminology. Like, God isn't some outside force. Like, I consider myself a Taoist because they have the principle that God is unknowable. That it's not like a person. It's not like in Christianity where you can attribute it to a person. Like, it's not a person, a single being. It's an energy, a force that's kind of pervades through everything and breathes through everything. But it's subtle. You gotta learn to listen to pick it up. So I was saying, we live in a sick society. Like, I mean, those the legal drugs, cigarettes, alcohol, things that we know are really bad for you, like, especially alcohol. How many deaths does that cause a year? Like, drunk driving, or like people just, they commit suicide. They don't know what they're doing. They just do really stupid stuff while under the influence. Like, there's DUIs and, like, yeah, alcohol is definitely something that should be illegal. Like, there's no reason to, it's bad for you. And I don't think, I've tasted it and it doesn't taste good. It tastes really, really bad. So maybe it's an acquired taste because you're kind of, like, we're drawn into these things. Like, our society is set up where, like, there's the things like Chuck E. Cheese and all those other those type of children's things where, you know, you play a bunch of games to earn tickets and then you trade them in for, like, whatever merchandise. You're just drawn into it because when you get older, that becomes gambling and casinos, and gambling is really, maybe a little, but I mean, you can watch all those. Adam Irwin's Everything. He is a really good. I love Adam Irwin's Everything. Like, he has one episode about him and his wife go to Las Vegas, and they go to a casino. And his wife's having fun, losing a lot of money too. And then he does a ruin where he tells her all about how the casinos aren't in the business of making money. They're in the business of making money, not giving money away. So they track your information, like different casinos, they gather information and they send it to other casinos, so casinos know, like, what is your level of when you usually get so annoyed that, sorry, it's just, this was something my parents, or I just didn't want this on for, but, okay, back to what I was saying. At the casino, Adam told his wife that the casinos they gather information, and I mean, that's why, like, fast food restaurants use nanotechnology. Like, there's so much data collected all the time by just whatever websites you're using, whatever search engines you're using. I mean, it's really scary, like, why so they send out the information to other casinos about, like, what's your point where you usually get so annoyed that when you keep losing stuff that you usually get so annoyed you just leave, and they'll send in a, like, complimentary fried cheese person, or I don't know, someone to, like, give you something for free to kind of make you more inclined to stay, and you're like, I guess I can stay for more, and then, like, they know, they systematically do it so it kind of seems like you're winning money, but you spend more money than you're actually winning. So they just give you confidence, so definitely stay away from casinos, guys. Evil, I think everyone's evil these days. When you value money more than human well-being, or animal well-being, or the environment, you're evil. So that's why all fast food restaurants are evil. Like Panera, I mean, they sell animals, and that does destroy the environment because, I mean, animal agriculture is responsible for more greenhouse gases than all transportation combined. And it does lead to pollution of, contamination of water resources, and, like, CAFOs of pigs. Whenever there's a hurricane, all their poop ends up in the Mississippi, and, you know, the current takes it down to, like, the Gulf of Mexico, and there's a lot of nitrates in their poop, and that causes a lot of algal blooms, and excess nitrates equals big dead zones, and so nothing can survive. And that also leads to ocean acidification. That's why there's a lot of coral reefs dying off. Like the Great Barrier Reef, I think that's officially completely dead. Like, you can watch Seaspiracy and everything. Like, all the information's out there. I mean, and they're sentient beings, so, I mean, I thought people, they love their animals. Like, my sister, she was driving to work and she ran over a squirrel, and she said she was really upset about it. But, okay, why do you value this animal more than others? Can't you, when it's very, very easy to be vegan and not eat animals? Like, why? It's barbaric. I mean, you're just paying someone else to kill them for you. And how they're raised, even like eggs and milk, like it doesn't kill the animal, but still the animal is tortured, which is even worse. They spend their whole days staying in their own feces, so it's like vegan is the only way. It's the way to go. So I know we're not really talking about that in school. That's another reason I think this is sick society. Because what we're taught in school really isn't stuff that'll help you in life. Like my sister, she's a nurse, and she is taught like, well, one, I was in Mallorca with my family, and I wanted to bring a stress ball with us. We were going out, walking out somewhere. And she said, no, people don't care about stress ball because she thinks whenever I do something weird or that just looks like it's something people don't do, she gets so, like, angry about it. She said, no, people don't do that. And well, people who have those problems do, or I mean, you're a nurse. You're supposed to know how to make people feel comfortable. And oh wait, no, you were just trained to help people survive, be able to live from day to day, and give you more money. You just want to keep them sick, so they give you more money. You don't want to cure them, like you're not hospice or palliative care. Uh, Hospitals aren't in the business of making people comfortable. They're in the business of making people, keeping people alive, so they give them more money. Yeah, it's not healthcare, it's a sick care. And like, the reason you have cancer or, I don't know, whatever disease, a lot of diseases can be cured or even reversed with just a whole foods plant-based diet, or just fasting is one, because I mean, as you're feeding your illness, just stop eating and that'll reduce hypertension. Yeah, fasting cures a lot of stuff. Like, I mean, cancer cells, what are they fed by? Sugar. Normal cells, what are they fed by? Oxygen. And so they just stop ingesting so much sugar, like maybe keep eating the high sugar foods like carrots and pineapple, bananas, apples, oranges, I don't know, spinach, like all these fruits and vegetables, they have some sugar in them, but that's not about, like, if you eat a cookie, that's, I mean, the ingredient is just plain sugar, it's just sugar. Or maybe if you're eating breakfast cereal, well, one, those already have a ton of sugar in them, so just don't eat a breakfast cereal. Don't eat anything that comes in a box. And if you have to eat cereal, don't add sugar to it, or don't snack on like jelly beans or Fruit Roll-Ups or soda, or a Lunchables pack, or I don't know, some packaged like frozen dinners, or frozen dinners, ice cream, brownies. I mean, that definitely has a ton of sugar. So yeah, that's, sugar is the secret ingredient of the food industry's way to make food more addictive and get you hooked on like processed. And if it's from the produce section, I don't think it's as bad, but I mean, that'll make you sick and that'll make you have to buy from pharmaceuticals, and it's just cheaper to buy organic because you won't have to pay for medication later on. I mean, you can watch What the Health and What the Health, Cowspiracy, Earthlings. But there are tons of vegan documentaries out there. Just open your eyes. well, I think most people know how bad it is for the environment by now. They just choose not to because, I mean, that's another reason we're in a sick society. We're conditioned from birth to, see animals as objects, not living beings, and just get it. We're addicted to these foods. Like, it used to be people had to eat animal meat because it was the only thing calorically dense enough. Or before the agricultural revolution, we didn't have machines to do it, or if there were droughts, we didn't have pesticides, or we couldn't grow these things in greenhouses. We didn't really have irrigation. People just hope for rain. That's why rain dances were a thing, why they were invented. Yeah, we didn't have making them in laboratories like GMOs that can grow in especially in that are specially designed to grow in adverse climate conditions or be more resistant to pests. Yeah, most of human history we didn't have GMOs, and we didn't have tons of information available to us on the internet. We didn't have like seed packets that tell us specifically what's the best way to grow these plants. I mean, now we take out the guesswork, but it used to be a lot harder. Like, or maybe you just had a bad year. There was a drought. That meant a lot of people were dying. Unless you had chickens. They had eggs, because, I mean, I feel like people, back then, they were more religious, so they definitely didn't like eating animals. They didn't like taking lives. Like, all of those indigenous cultures, if you watch a video about them, a documentary, as they kill the animal, they say prayer over it, and they say, I'm sorry, but I need to end your life so that lives of me and my family continue. Because it's different when it's a matter of life and death and a matter of, well, should I eat plants and be healthy, or should I increase my odds of diabetes and heart disease, cancer, just any problems associated with high cholesterol, high blood pressure, but it tastes good, and I could just eat plants, but I'm lazy. I mean, or that was for people when they didn't know whether they'd be able to eat again that week. Because I'm sure you can go a day, or 2 days, or 3 days, or 4 days, or 40 days, or longer without food or water. I mean, you'll be hungry, but it's really, you're not starving. There's a difference between fasting and starving. Starving, your body's actually eating itself, and fasting is a choice. You're just hungry because your body's eating up the fat stores. Because you're getting rid of the not very important stuff first. That's why your body has evolved to be very efficient, to be very smart about how it lives. That's why whenever you're getting dehydrated, like you're walking in the desert, or, oh no, you don't have access to water all the time, like, the first thing to get dehydrated is your lips, because they don't really matter. The last thing is your heart, because that matters. Yeah, sick. And this is a sick society because, I mean, we're conditioned to get away from the, I guess, more naturalistic stuff. Like, you can see it on TV. Like, I know King of the Hill did the episode about Wiccans, how they said, oh, these people are crazy, or goths, I think. I mean, they're crazy people within those groups, but there are always people within those groups where, those groups you can't see as black and white. There's definitely shades of gray. A lot. And no, that's how nature works. Shades of gray. Everything's in gray. It's not black and white. There's no on off. There's no up down. Like, that's three-dimensional thinking. And there's, is it 4D or 5D where you think there's at least three of everything. There's shades of gray. There's, different levels, different degrees, incremental. Different degrees of things. There's, I guess you can see how, like, a plant, you don't just see it as healthy or unhealthy. You see it as, oh, this is really healthy, or this is incredibly healthy, or this is healthy enough, or this is could be healthier, or this is, or this is, it's dead. It's a dead plant. It's not come back unless I do Reiki, maybe, or, some people are better at Reiki, I guess. They're more experienced, like, I'm just level 1, so I probably, I think take a Reiki master, she said her car battery wasn't working, so she Reiki'd it, and it was working. Because, all it is electricity. So, probably works when you're more experienced, but when you're less experienced, but maybe start with something small, like, always, whenever you're practicing something like telekinesis or, telepathy, start small, like, that makes sense. Small steps lead to bigger things. That's why they start you out in preschool, and then it gradually gets harder, like, you learn more stuff, and then they save the calculus and biology and dissection chemistry for when you're older, high school or college. And you can look it up, like, the Crow House is something you should definitely check into, or just watch more documentaries, like, there's a sun gazing documentary. They just don't teach about this stuff in school, which is another reason I think we live in a sick society. We're not taught about how to live, we're taught about how to make money or keep making money, how to work for the people who manufacture the jobs, like how to, work at a desk job. Like high school will prepare you for a factory job. College will prepare you for a desk job. But only you can prepare yourself for success. That's definitely true. Like, there's a channel called After School, which teaches you how to be creative. Like, I think, why isn't meditation taught in school? Because meditation, definitely more creative, or I'm pretty sure, like Dr. Seuss, you think he's really, really creative. He was the hallmark of one of the most creative people in the world ever. But his secret, the way he did it, was he wasn't this, like, fun-loving guy. Like, when he was gonna sign books and meet all the kids who were his fan base, he was really nervous because, like, the kids were, thought the kids would think he's, like, this jolly, fun-loving guy, but no, he was actually this very reserved, like, recluse person who kept to himself. And, so the reason his writing was so different than what he actually was like was because it was, he spent all his free time, and he had a lot of free time, just hiking in the woods, just looking at nature and stuff. And I'm sure there are lies on the news, or maybe not lies, just they tell you, like there's this news story about people who own dogs tend to live longer, but they don't include all the other factors, like these people walk their dogs, more exercise, more getting to know other dog owners, or I mean, it is just a relationship, but you could have a relationship with your pet gerbil, your pet rabbit, pet cat, pet rock, pet plant. I mean, some people walk their house plants. You could have a relationship with another human being, like your best friend. You could play tug of war with the people at work after work. You could just have a relationship with nature. Like, you don't need another person. Other people are just fillers. They just fill in the time, and I think they're really distractions. I mean, if you have a good relationship with yourself, like interpersonal communication, like most people, they're not in tune to their own feelings. So that's just why they can't be alone. They're nervous to be by themselves. They just want to fill the time with other chatter, mindless chatter, or they just want something loud going on so they don't have to talk. That's why they have the Grammys, the AMAs, the AMCAs, the touristy stuff, the why they play music in places where you think, why do we need this? Or why meditation isn't taught in school? So why sporting events are such part of our culture, like just a distraction, like why the Super Bowl, like why do I care about watching someone else play sports? It's not me. Like, it's a sport. You're supposed to play sports. You don't watch them. Okay, I think this video is already long enough. Of course, do your own research, guys. I think we definitely live in a society where, like, when we're not taught about veganism, only if you ask. You have to ask these things first. That goes for a lot of things, not just veganism, but pretty much all learning. Like, you can just look up how to fix I don't know, a toilet seat, or how to reapply to a seat, how to fix a headlight. Like, you need to pay people to do it for you, or you can just look up wild edibles or the different types of ferns. Like me today, they're these ferns I see in the, like, you think they're wild edibles, and they are, but you need to identify them. So just look it up, and it's easy. We have the internet these days. You gotta ask. Just ask it. To get an answer, ask a question. Just type it into Google or YouTube. I know, like, I went through school. I don't think, I mean, my parents didn't put me in the Boy Scouts, which I kind of wish they did. Or, oh no, in the Boy Scouts, do they really teach you how to, like, there are a bunch of different knots, and I like to learn stuff, so I went to the library, and unfortunately this book was just on the little kids section, so it was called my first book of knots, because it's good to know how to tie stuff together. I like to learn knots, and I just like to learn stuff, learn about history, and look up books. I mean, most of the stuff is reserved for kids, because, I mean, if your parents didn't teach you when you were a kid, then you're not gonna learn. But you gotta ask it yourself. Okay, guys, keep thinking outside the box. Definitely meditate whenever you have free time. Even check into the meditations that don't just look like you're not just sitting in your bed doing nothing. It's also washing the dishes, or whenever you're not thinking about something. whenever you're, I guess, watering your plants, that's sort of a meditation, where you don't have to really think about it, just martial arts, keep doing that. I just came from Taekwondo class. It's really fun. I know when you're overthinking, like, that's the thing about meditation, when you have so much stuff going on all the time, that's another part, the sick aspect of our society, where we're bombarded with new information all the time, with, I mean, even music or TV blaring, or we never get a break to just meditate. That's the way the human brain functions. Just calm down and just believe everything will be okay, guys, and watch The Secret, watch documentaries. The Secret's about the law of attraction, how you just need to use your own emotions to get whatever you want in life, to just calm down and, yeah, go into everything with a calm personality. Like, don't, overthinking is the hard part. Like, I think it was Lao Tzu or Confucius who said, life is quite simple, really. We just insist on adding our own complications to it. So don't add your own thoughts to things, just have an open mind to everything. Don't overthink. Like monkey mind. Monkey mind is one of the reasons people do yoga, get rid of the monkey mind, or any martial art. Yeah, if you're not checking into martial arts, at least look on YouTube about Tai Chi or Qigong Master Wei Lin Huang, or, yeah. Bye, love you, stay creative, and know that freshest is bestest, or grow your own food, or check out all those vegetables and fruits that it's easy to grow your own at home after you buy organic ones at the supermarket. You take it home and just chop up stems, put it in water, and they sprout, and yeah, you get free food, and yeah. Or just dumpster dive, guerrilla gardening, community gardening. Bye, guys. Stay creative. Think outside the box. Love you. Remember, we're all human. We're all connected. The Illusion of Separateness. Check out The Gray School. I'll include links in the description. Keep decorating with origami and carve wood. And if you have time, balsa wood's good to start with. Also, you can check out stuff. Take like wood from the woods and just carve it into wands and stuff, and make a business out of it. Check out what they're doing at Shandale, because that decalcifies your third eye. I mean, Shandale, I wish I at least knew their methods of how they make people so creative. The old people who you'd think their third eyes would be very calcified, but you know, it's possible to stay creative, stay like a child throughout life. Keep that flexibility. I think flexibility, if your body's flexible, your mind's flexible, of course. Mind-body connection, of course, they're not separate. There's definitely a mind-body connection. I mean, what you put into your body is definitely going to affect the way your mind works. So, yeah, if you eat junk food, you'll turn into junk food. You are what you eat. Goodbye.